Lords and ladies. Oh, God. Welcome back to MyStreet 5. Oh, goodness. Every time I try and start talking. MyStreet 5 years later, Jacob Butter, you know the drill. That was a terrible introduction. Oh, well. Welcome, everyone who is here. And of course, welcome to everyone who's watching on the VOD, who I probably linked to this rather than the stream itself, because it's what I just did right now for episode 5. Anyways, we're sort of coming to, once again, the end of a little bit of a mini era of things that are going on. And those things, of course, include, well, as you know, they don't include much. They just are the weekly stream of season 6 episodes. As it seems that by this point, not only did some of the animators have issues, or the one animator that was left, or something like that, therefore it took way longer to actually sort things out. But also, if I'm correct about this, the Exodus happened around this time. If you don't know, the Exodus is the phenomenon that I like to, the moment in time that I like to refer to as when several very key figures in the then named Blue Jay Studios ended up leaving the studio. And I'm pretty sure that was a massive blow to the production, which, granted, the series did indeed start with just, 2 or 3 people being involved with it. But by this point, that was impossible. If you see my Minecraft 4 page, you kind of see the toll that takes on a person when the standard gets evolved so much that you can also sustain it and therefore possibly don't enjoy it as much as before. I do often wonder if that is the fate that MyStreet ultimately succumbed to, and why the modern AFMAL content is the way that it is now. It does rely on other people, that's for sure, possibly even more so than the other ones. But then again, there is definitely a difference. Probably as far as the actual planning of it goes, I'm not going to lie. Oh well, we can only theorize, but that's not what we're here to do. We're here to review. So let's review Don't Disobey Me, My Street When Angels Fall, Episode 7. And I think we're opening right on the back cave. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Hang on, I need to... Gosh darn it. I forgot every time. I need to go get the popcorn and milk. Sorry. Curse these stream traditions. See, that's an era that never ends for me, obviously. I did do like a "we'll be right back" template or something like that, honestly. That's what I should do. But oh well, have some future pop while I'm away. See, that's why I'm missing. That's why my throat is so dry. I forgot to actually cleanse it. That's actually a lot better. Okay. If Kitty got messages. All right, now I'm here. Without further ado, on with the review.
I know I'm supposed to be keeping watch, but this is boring.
Don't worry, Ross. You won't be here soon. Yeah, enjoyed Ross's
Wonder what
Daniel
I
one
got.
last time, by the way.
Oh man.
Why does he just have those? Has he kept those the whole time?
Wait.
Oh god. You know, not every scene takes so much time to set up, I will say. Although also it is worth pointing out that we still have the incredible camera movement with this, or there's similar camera movement to how things will be from now on. Phoenix Drop Days, particularly.
Oh, Mr. The Rock, you are so Dwayne.
Mr. DeRock, you were so wow, okay, alright, sure.
Call me Johnson, baby. Huh? True love. What was that?
You know, it's interesting that all the werewolves were in one place. I know that, you know, Daniel was sent to the back cave, obviously, and Ian definitely went through the front cave to get here. But are there, like, any other entrances or something? Was no one else on, like, sentry duty, like, somewhere else? Maybe not. Maybe they were just two entrances. Who knows? That being said, it seems exceptionally cool to have only one werewolf be set there, especially when some of the other ones had weapons and stuff. You know, like the Holt who goes there, folks. That's the most, like, Minecrafty cave that I've seen in a while in this series. And yes, that includes the ones in Emerald Secret. Interesting. We seem to have, like, a little bit of, like, a grayscale to this one. I don't know why. Normally with grayscale stuff, it implies, like, a flashback, but they just got here. I don't know why the tone was. Normally I can, like, sort of understand, like, what visual effect is going on, but yeah. Not sure why the tone was diluted here.
Oh my Irene!
Oh, I guess it's because they. Oh no, I remember now. Because they're gonna do a camera effect and then they're gonna show what it used to be. So I guess they're just gonna do the opposite. They have the grayscale filter here, and because it was better before, they're gonna have the full color. That's not me predicting something, by the way. That's just me remembering it before it happens.
This place
is ruined.
There we go. See what I mean?
Got any fives?
No,
Almost the same angle. They almost synced it up. I love that.
but I have a full house.
Actually, with CMD cam, I guess you can program the same tracking shot twice, and then they can set things up. Ah, that would be the way to do it.
Playing Go Fish.
Maybe they just picked the slightly wrong frame to start on. I don't know.
Why have I been collecting so many cards?
That's like a classic Aftermath thing to do.
Whoa, that smells great! What are you cooking, Melissa?
Actually, I'm cooking.
Why did you assume I could cook?
Because you hosted a cooking competition in season 3. That's might have something to do with it. And that's also a regular programming that you have, that you own. That might have something to do with it.
Well...
I guess we'll never know. Also, I guess Morgan Berry got a bit more action in this series.
Who left this ball in the toilet?
It was Daniel. I saw it.
What ball? You're not holding a ball, Zane. What are you doing? I don't know.
Island, you tattletale!
Ooh, Daniel.
Hold on, I was looking down. I gotta see the syncing up again.
Tail!
Ooh, Daniel.
Okay, that was smooth. They worked it out. Well, it was like that to begin with. I just messed it up on the watching of it. I don't know.
We can at least clean up the place.
Then they'll know you're here, doofus.
Maybe we shouldn't. The Guardian forces may notice the change the next time they come through here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now your prints are back on it.
What's that?
That's...
The one massive change in here. I introduce you to, I suppose, for right now, Chekhov's sword.
A note?
Things are getting pretty rough around here. I can't hold on to this anymore, so I thought I'd let you have it. Terry.
Which I guess is an indication that the Guardian Force has not been here for a while, and that Terry knew that Aaron was going to come back here. Although the question now, having watched the series, is if Terry knows that Michael's going to be back here, sorry, not that Aaron is, does Michael also know? I wonder.
Terry.
Considering what happens later in the series, you gotta think maybe he does actually.
How can this be here? He must have left it here after the raid.
Yeah.
And also carried it in all by himself. Which we know that now he can do with demonic strength, but beforehand, just the whole glass urn. Glass is not that light, depending on like how thick it is. Especially if it's a casing like that. The sword's not being held up by anything that's also on its side, which means that the glass itself is not hollow. That is solid glass that is being kept there. Not an easy thing to do, especially trying to balance a set that have that and carry it by its center of gravity under your arm or something, which doesn't even go all the way over.
And recently, too. I don't think the Guardian forces would have left us here.
Actually, maybe he teleported it. He is magic. That makes more sense.
But why would someone leave it here?
Well, it says on the note to let you have it. Doesn't say who the you is, but it says you specifically. Honestly, that could mean the Guardian forces, but we never have to find out, which is frankly a relief. Well, I mean, no, it's not true. I mean, just
before we got
the possibility.
to the control room, he hasn't let anyone in.
Who let him in?
You don't understand. I think he was here before us.
Yeah, you just said that he was here before.
Maybe he was always here.
Hold on. That sounds a little bit like Sebastian Todd. Let me just check something. GF Officer 1, Joe Goffany. My apologies, I thought maybe Jess had thrown Sebastian a bone, potentially. I guess not. Oh well. Also, Michael apparently was voiced by John Archer. I've been saying James Brown Jr. for years. Why have I been saying James Brown Jr.? Who was James Brown Jr. voicing in this? Because I swear, did another voice actor come in? I just didn't notice. Okay, I need to Google some stuff later.
Why do you think that?
Come look.
I mean, a random old man just snuck past the Guardian forces. Also, this is now asserting that he does have full control because he's just giving orders like this the whole time. Michael, I mean. You, sir, are going to get some lactic acid in there. I appreciate the sacrifice. It's like Atlas holding the sky, my goodness.
Just let us in so we can talk.
I know why you're here, and I'm not letting you in.
You can't keep us out forever!
He isn't going to listen to you.
Yeah, especially if you threaten him like that. That's not a good idea.
We mean you no harm. We just want to talk.
There will be no talking. Leave this place.
We're just on a peaceful excavation.
Yeah, put the guns down first before you say that. Just a word of advice.
We're amazed at what your people were capable of.
I can see your intent. Your intent is to use this machine, and
I can see your intent, but I guess I can't identify who you are after all this time? Or did he not know in the first place? I forget. I don't know about this part.
I will not let that happen again.
This could have been easy.
Letting it happen again. How did diaries end? I wonder. He goes through and like, you know like those cartoons where there's something like they fall in like slices? That's just what happened to him. He just like you know. Or more like a like that.
I don't have time for this.
That will not work on me.
You can't harm me because we are both cursed souls. Haha. I've noticed that there's a lot of eye-based spells and ancient curses and stuff like that in MyStreet. Interesting.
My name is Holla, and I will not ask again. Please leave.
Did I make his wiki page too? I think I might have done, actually. I think I might have made his wiki page as well.
Leave this room.
Again, not much to say about them. I just wanted to have, have that claim to my name. On the one social media that doesn't use my nickname I've given myself and everywhere else. Is he speeding up the process of making the potion permanent by holding someone there? Where did he learn that? Why didn't Michael tell him that before? In Emerald's Secret. That would have been some good information. Unless he himself has increased his powers in the meantime, after being abandoned, seemingly. That is indeed a question.
Just one potion affected all of them this quickly?
Ah, you discovered the ability of splash potions. Yes. Very useful things to have, I do assure you. As a bit of a potion aficionado myself, I can tell you that. Or the rebound is actually pretty of a bad thing, Not so good with particles. I'm sure you dodged it.
This was just too easy.
There's not that many of them anymore. I thought there were more werewolves before. I know there weren't too many, but yeah, this place seemed like it was more occupied than previously.
Ian?
I love how he goes in from the back. Kind of similar to what Aaron did. I would say it was his scent, but as we've established in this, no one really goes by that unless it's the plot remembers to. So, you never know. Side note, since Aiden's not here, was going to be here, but he didn't make it in time. That's going to work. Love the outfit on the one on the right. And see the other guards had armor. Should have given Daniel a piece of that. That could have helped him out. Although then again, I guess that could have given him away while he was. So I guess in hindsight it wouldn't have worked, but logically beforehand they should have done that. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yes, thematically this is interesting for Ian because beforehand his way of taking over a wolf pack was by turning the alpha into a human, and assuming control by, I guess, traditional challenging conventions, probably to weaken the alpha so he could actually catch it by surprise or something. Considering that, he is not exactly the most physically strong of all werewolves in reality. Thus he has Crab and Goyle, Jackson Ryder, help him out. But this time, instead of turning the alpha into a human, he himself has been turned into a human, but he is turning everyone else towards him to become the alpha again. It's an interesting little bit of a almost mirror. It's like a translucent mirror, almost. The image that reflects is not exactly a perfect parallel, but close enough, and you still get the image behind it. That's a good metaphor, actually. Huh. I'm doing all right today.
Blaze.
Yes, Alpha!
Ram your head into that rock over there.
Yes, Alpha!
Okay. To be fair, Blaze probably would have done that anyway, depending on who asked him. As a challenge, most likely.
Ow.
Perfect! Absolutely perfect!
Now, it's interesting. Daniel had two options here. He could have either run himself to try and actually find help, possibly get Aaron, like last time, or just anyone else who might have known Ian. He can use his snooter to skulk around and actually track somebody by werewolf means. Or he can come back here and infiltrate Ian's ranks. And for once, I'm not going to say that he did the wrong thing here. It's more like he just had an alternative. Personally, if I was in his position, I would have gone and got reinforcements, most likely. Especially since, as Daniel is not exactly the most, the biggest threat. He did challenge Ian one time, but that did not end well. So, and quite frankly, seems it might have increased his own abilities through second-hand means, let's say. But then again, I'm sure that Daniel has a little bit of a plan at least.
You two! Sir! Alpha!
Yes, Alpha!
Pummel Blaze a bit.
Yes, Alpha!
Now, people might say that Ian's being a bit pointless here, and yes, he is, but he's just enjoying having power. He does like that aspect. The mission can wait. He's going to have a little bit of fun after all of the suffering they've done. Again, I'm saying this from his perspective. I'm not saying I agree with him. Good lord, no.
Blaze, stand there.
Please.
And of course, catharsis by proxy, he gets a vendetta. He had a bit of a vendetta against Blaze. Not as much as some other werewolves, let's say, but definitely Blaze ranks up there.
You are all obedient to me.
Yes, we noticed that. You don't have to verbally clarify that. This isn't a fanfic.
I am the Alpha.
Still not a fanfic. We get the concept.
I remember you.
Oh, at least your brain works.
And of course, he immediately gave himself away. Again, on second thought, Daniel, yeah, you should have done my plan, honestly. You're not smooth enough to get away with this for too long.
What did you...
I don't even know if they were, like, surprised. Obviously, they could be surprised because, like, the mouths would be open, but I reckon instead of surprised, they're just like, you dare? Are we going to have to pummel another mongrel? I don't know, something like that. Is my camera not... Yeah, my camera's been... not adjusted. Okay, there we go.
say?
I'm honored, Alpha.
Of course you are. You're going to be my little dog. Now.
What a weird phrasing for an ex-werewolf.
Pummel him.
What?
Did I stutter?
See, he's getting way more resistance. Like, all the others immediately went straight for the order with no hesitation because they're basically automatons now. The fact that Daniel is resisting probably should have given it away. Also, if he had to hold every person physically, surely he'd have remembered not holding Daniel too. I mean, just looking at his outfit alone, he's got the first two buttons of his shirt undone. That would have taken a little bit to actually like grab and hoist. That's a recent muscle memory. That would be fresh in his mind.
If I refuse, he'll know I'm not.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. We understood that. Good grief. I guess it wouldn't be a MyStreet episode without a little bit of just verbally confirming what is painfully obvious.
I'm sorry, Blaze.
And Blaze would probably report that because he's now under Ian's control, and you've doomed yourself yet again. Daniel really is lucking out that everyone else is just as stupid as he is right now. Why is it every scene with these werewolves just ends up dragging the video down that they're in? I don't know what it is about this particular portion. I will say it is a bit different revisiting this now, obviously 5 years later. Because in that time, honestly, maybe in like the last year or two, I have learned a little bit more about the fanfic tropes and ideas of where this stuff actually came from. I still have not seen Teen Wolf, which I understand was a bit of an influence on Felix Up High, particularly. But for the most part, I have been informed as to some of the origins of this, and yeah, I can sort of see what Aphmau was going for with some of this dialogue, particularly. You know, the "you're going to be my little dog," you know, you're all obedient to me, call me Alpha, blah, 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 you know, that kind of stuff. I sort of understand it. But just because I get where it comes from now, doesn't mean it still feels out of place, let's say. Oh, hey, look at that. It's Ian again. Ian's cloned himself. That is an unfortunate extra design if that's not meant to also be him.
Not just gonna let us walk back to the resort. The Guardian forces have everything blocked off. Remember what happened on the dock?
Baby?
You can still tell even before he started talking that you can see like a little bit in his eyes. You have the shadowed face, but you have the eye difference, giving a bit more defined pupils, I will say. That mean that it is still Michael there. Which, now that I think about it, he's in two places at once. Because at the same time as this is happening, Michael himself is having to deal with Holla and trying to access the Celestial Cannon. So is he just able to perfectly coordinate possessing two Valkyrians at the same time? Or possibly is this just like a bit of a Horcrux situation, and it turns out that, you know, the pieces of souls can act independently, particularly when threatened. Don't know.
We'll be able to walk right through.
I mean, this could have literally happened the previous time, I don't see why you waited. Or possibly it was because some other trap and stuff needed to be set up beforehand. I just wanted Travis to be in the vicinity, along with Caitlin. That could honestly be it. That might be it, honestly. Like given how Michael works, yeah. I think this is the episode where something particularly happens to sway people in their favor, but maybe not. Maybe it's the next one.
Travis, you don't always need to act strong. It's
Hello? Pot Koi the kettle black here, Caitlin? Excuse you?
okay.
This isn't like last time.
Allegedly, yes. Like I said, there might be some other thing in motion.
Promise I'll have my head about me.
Good. Because I really didn't want to kick your butt later.
Caitlin, you don't have to always act strong. See what I mean? She can't even go 5 seconds without contradicting herself again.
Like you.
I know that it's banter, but still, and obviously Michael doesn't quite understand. It's weird because you think that Michael has been, Michael has been accessing Travis's mind for at least a year now. It depends like when he actually started, but we know that it's been not even a year. Sorry, not a year. It's a year in our time. It's like a few weeks, possibly months in their time. But even so, most of that time, Travis has been around Caitlin, so surely he gets like their dynamic and personality, and possibly a lot of their history, considering that the conversation with how Travis met Caitlin in the first place was divulged to Terry, meaning which doesn't matter what body he was in, he would have heard something.
Good anyways.
Yeah, also, what is that supposed to mean? Again, feel like you should know that even though you make Travis basically invincible anyway, when Lucida's not doing the potion, doing a spell for you, that doesn't mean that Travis knows that, so everyone just seems to not be able to act their parts in this episode. Like, when they're trying to pretend to be a different person or have a different mindset, they fail miserably right now. And I understand that the audience has to be reminded that they're not turned. It depends. Some people might like tune out or something and forget. But not that much.
What does that mean?
Means you're way too slow.
Oh, I swear, Travis.
That was a decent icebreaker at the very least.
Come on! My suitcase is still back in the resort!
We just want to go back for a second to grab our belongings.
If you're missing something from the resort, then you need to file a report at the Guardian Forces office in the boardwalk.
I did that a week ago and they haven't done anything.
I mean...
Just let us go to the resort!
So they're not letting people back into the resort Okay. I thought I just searched people's homes when they were already there. I didn't realize that place has now been abandoned. I guess that's why there's no risk of being discovered there. All of these reasons why Aaron's plan from episode 1 probably would have worked, not gonna lie. Derek, what have you done?
It's
like
just
every
like
past
the
episode adds to
dogs.
that.
Travis!
Didn't the doc say like, this is Travis or something?
Sir! If you want something from the resort, then you need to...
That was the triggered sound effect.
Oh! I'm sorry, Travis!
So has Michael's control not reached this section of the Guardian Forces yet? I don't know who he's got on. I thought everyone was infiltrated by episode 7, but maybe not. Episode 6 was kind of like lapse on that.
Right this way! What? You're letting him through? This is Travis! Of course!
Oh, this is Travis thing. Okay, right. Got it.
I'm letting him through!
That's not fair! Let us all through!
Ma'am, you need to wait. If you're missing something, then you can file it with the...
She's with me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Head right through.
Why are they allowed to go?
You're letting her through too? What the heck? Let us through!
Calm down.
These sound like they're cameos. Again, I'm going to check the voice actor description for this. Let me just see. I don't recognize the names. Maybe I should. Maybe I should, but I don't know. They are, yeah, Josh Putnam, Amy Smith, and Reese Bridger. Oh, wait, Reese Bridger, I definitely recognize that name from somewhere. I don't know. I'm bad with names. I apologize.
Down, everyone. If you want something from the resort, then head back to the Guardian Force's office to fill out the missing belongings report.
What just happened?
I told you, we'd be okay.
I'm Travis.
Come on.
Kaden is me right now, just asking questions about everything, but yeah, unfortunately not much you can ascertain in the moment. Trust me, I have tried. You know what I've realized? We haven't seen Aphmau this episode yet. Is she going to appear like right at the end as a bit of a cameo? Like it's almost like a stipulation that Aphmau must be in each episode in some regard. Kind of like I've seen sometimes they do that with the protagonist. It's like they come in for like one thing right at the end. Or there's like an episode of SpongeBob that's all about Pearl in the mall or something, and then at the very end a grandmother's hand falls off and SpongeBob just comes in and collects it during the last frame. You'll see him and Squidward up in the second floor at the top. That's basically it. But hey, it counts.
It's better work.
We just stick to the plan. It should work. It will work.
Any more help from that voice?
No, nothing.
I hope everyone else is okay.
Same.
I kind of just gonna trust the voice now, actually. You know, just like surrender to it. No use fighting it.
Looks like the boat is making its way to the dock. We should get going.
Right. We just show them our IDs and keep our heads down.
I won't do it! You'll never make me!
And now Wise Ghost trying to ruin this. You're all working for the same cause. It's not like an Emerald Secret where you didn't know what they were up to. You've been here the whole time. This is just the episode of no one can act like they're incognito. No one can act in this. Not the characters. Obviously, again, the actual actors can act. The characters in this episode cannot, for some reason. There's always going to be one who betrays them, if not all of them.
Ghost! You said that aloud!
Kim, get a hold of her.
You okay, soldier?
Yes.
She's just got a cold.
Yeah, that sucks. It's ridiculous that they make us wear these uniforms in this climate. You're not the only one to start coming down with something.
Yeah, I know.
Can wearing hot clothes in a hot environment make you come down with a cold? Did not know that.
It's always so hot. Whew.
Get some rest when you can.
Wait a minute. Where are your rifles?
We
handed them in for inspection.
Oh, you were a part of the raid, huh? I always hate getting my rifle inspected after an...
Oh, that's actually quite clever. The raid, when they, because someone got shot, but of course they don't know that. But the other Guardian forces would just, go along with it. That is That is a very clever thing, actually. That's getting like a little bit of a raise here, because I think I know what scene is coming up, and I want to save my leave a drink for it, but if it's not, then I will come back and drink that.
Sucks to hear what happened.
Yeah, I heard that the Ultima escaped.
That's not the thing that they're meant to be sorry about. It's more like, you know, the Ultima's sister being killed, but yeah, sure.
Looks like we're boarding. Come on, you two.
Nice going.
I didn't think that would work.
We'll talk about it later. Let's keep moving.
You don't really have to. It was like an in-the-moment thing. I do have to say, I love how this is a moving model, but you're able to walk on it and transition over into it and have it and use it as like an actual platform. I wonder if they actually had to like build that separately from the one that came in, and it's just like very clever use of chisels and bits in this situation. I don't actually know. Again, there's a lot of these effects that I still to this day can't figure out how they were done. I kind of love it for that. There she is. And for the record, we are like a sixth away from the end of the video. I forgot the saying was cuffed. Yeah, because that was a chase from Toby. We just didn't see them ever again after that. You know, if the cuffs that you brought along with you can be broken by a regular werewolf, they're probably not going to hold the ultimate werewolf, just saying, Toby.
Thanks.
Sorry he cuffed you.
How about your microphone? I'm not one to talk, but still, I'm just wondering.
I was in a panic. I just improvised. But at least we're closer to the resort.
Thank you.
For what?
I know you did that to let me escape. I appreciate that a lot.
I didn't want them to catch you. Besides, you did the same for me.
Best friends. Absolutely. See, people are like, oh, you know, the whole Zaynab, my best friend thing, that doesn't go anywhere towards the end. It's still here sometimes.
Someone's coming.
Huh?
Oh, now you can hear from a distance. No, but a good touch there. If she let out like an involuntary growl, like a werewolf growl, that probably would have sold it for me.
Dottie?
Aphmau!
In case anyone was wondering where she was.
Dottie! You're alright?
I'm perfectly fine.
I don't know about that.
Huh?
You had us scared for a moment. We thought you were one of the GFs.
Is everyone else alright? Are they here too?
A lot of us were captured, but the rest of us are hiding out.
Aph, we need to keep moving. That guy could still be following us.
Is everything alright?
The GF have been hunting us, and one of them has been on our tail all day.
We've also been looking for everyone else, thinking they may be heading back to the summer house.
Oh wait, so Toby didn't give up the chase. Okay. It's one of my complaints with episode 6 that has been dealt with. Not most of them, but still. It is definitely better than nothing.
Oh, you are? Then maybe I should tell you.
Tell us what?
It's Aaron. He's back at our camp, and he's greatly injured.
What?
From what Aaron said, Garth and Kawaii-chan were heading back to the resort. Something about trying to get a boat off the island.
Are they okay?
I think that's actually what they tried to do.
I don't know.
Oh wait, no, Guard tried to verify Zaynab. I forgot that, yeah.
The Guardian forces are always searching that area, though. They're probably in trouble.
Is Aaron alright? What happened?
He was shot by the Guardian forces. He was bleeding really badly. I don't know.
He's a healer.
Aphmau.
I have to go see him.
I know.
You're not coming.
He's got to find Garth. Garth and Zane are both trying to find each other. That's very wholesome.
Aaron's hurt, but he's with friends. I need to make sure Garth and Nana are all right.
No.
You better not get caught.
I won't. What's the location of your camp?
Oh, it's on the beach near the docks.
The beach?
Didn't mention the cave, but, I mean, close enough.
I'll take them all to the camp as soon as I find them.
Zane, I wouldn't have gotten this far if it wasn't for you.
And I wouldn't be here without you.
Again, in an earlier season, that might have been played for the ships, but I guess by this point... That's why I think about the Aaron and Kawaii-chan scene in episode 5 as well, by the way, that it wasn't played for the ships, maybe. Maybe I said it was in the video, but I've, like, either if I have, or if I didn't, or if I've reflected. It just feels the same, because it's, you know, wholesome friends, but when beforehand that was done to tease something, in this situation, you actually... Well, in both situations now, in this season, that's just not where the focus is anymore, but the fan base is trained to detect that. So there are so few callbacks, I think, in this particular season of all times. Oh, where's my wands? Dang it. Okay, here we go. Okay, and as long as you stay with me, I'm alright. I wanna hold ya. I wanna hold ya. You represent lips, blue eyes, black skinny jeans, and every room you walk into, you're always setting the scene. I wanna hold ya. I love doing that. Okay, so there's one last mirror that I want to talk about, one last parallel, and that is what happened with Dottie here. So in Emerald Secret, there's the scene where Aaron finds Aphmau after they've been separated, and Aphmau, I think by this point, already has like one, like the emerald eyes. She stored it under one of the potions, obviously the one that makes her forget and think that she's engaged to Ian and all that stuff. And so when Aaron sees her, he thinks that he knows something is wrong, obviously can't do anything about it. So it's like, oh, you know, follow me or something. It's like, oh yeah, meet my fiance. I don't know. And that's when he's like, oh, he knows something's wrong, but he has to go. He's got to see his fiance now. He's got to, you know, so, and indeed does later. But that was that version there where Aphmau seemed that she was a benevolent figure that was being sought after, and then leads Aaron to apparent safety, and then all Hades breaks loose. Whereas here, Dottie is doing the exact same thing for Aphmau. Yes, they weren't looking for her, but at the same time, Dottie is under control. The Emerald Eyes have been a giveaway here, which is why that was not carried over, and why Ian made sure the potion was permanent or whatever happened before that. And Dottie is now got off. So again, Aspat is now luring them into a trap under the guise of apparent safety. So yeah, nice little parallel. And of course, at the time, the fear was that the potion is indeed permanent and Dottie can't be broken out like Aphmau was in the last second by Aaron's, you know, almost death. Could that be the end for Dottie? Could it be the end for all of the werewolves? I mean, remember, Melissa had just died at this point. No one seemed safe at this stage. So for all of those reasons, it's a miracle that I didn't press like on this video. I guess I just forgot over time. I don't know why. Because that scene alone would have been warranted. And that's why that scene, unlike the other one, earns today's Levi drink. So that was episode 7. And that is definitely a return to form. The scene with Ian and the werewolves itself, again, it leaves a bit to be desired. And again, no one's really got good incognito. They all just kind of lucked out either through stupidity of other characters or through dramatic irony because of the raid and the result of that we knows the orders, but they don't. There's a lot of like very clever stuff that's going on here, and it's a lot more subtle than I think people will like sometimes give it credit for. I mean, it's already this series is already praised to the high heavens, but this particular episode, considering that it's kind of like overshadowed by the following one, it does deserve a lot more credit than I think it actually does get. This might be one of the underrated episodes of MyStreet season 6. But of course, the ones that are far more remembered are the ones that happen I say very soon after, but immediately after, timeline-wise, not so soon after in the video, because as it happens, Too Late Part 1, Episode 8, took a little bit longer. The Exodus happened, and I'm pretty sure this is where the characters actually do indeed change VAs. Okay, so Daniel was James Brown Jr. That's why I know the name, not because of Michael. Oh, I've been giving credit to the wrong person for so many years. Dang it. Okay. Alright, shout out to John Archer. I apologize. Okay, but yeah, that will all be dealt with in time, and that time is September 29th. Same time, same place, 5 years later. Until then, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. Subscribe to us already, and if you're on Twitch, follow me on us already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.